Well, there are certainly problems with mental health in terms of online learning. Academic dishonesty also creates many problems as well. Here's some statistics from 1998 survey on 4,000 high achieving upper class and high school students. And the one I want to draw your attention to is this middle one where it says 95% of cheaters say they were not caught. Since policies are responding to evidence of cheating, this is important to recognize that a lot of cheating is actually going under the radar, and there might be some more we need to do in this regard. Online learning has led to a higher degree of academic dishonesty than ever before in the university environment. Cheating is not new, but the avenues which are being used today are certainly more recent to history. We have apps like GroupMe and websites like SparkNotes and Chegg that have created lots of problems. I know GroupMe has been a huge problem that I've experienced personally with students sending answers and questions. And SparkNotes and Chegg are certainly something that I watch my friends do in high school and I see in college, and which people are able to get by without actually learning the information. Grades emphasize more than learning. This leads to problems as well. According to a quote from the Educational Testing Service, no longer carries the stigma it used to. So cheating is seen as more normal, and part of that is due to these apps and these websites that you see here, where people communicate about tests and homework regularly and use the internet for pretty much anything, and there's nothing odd or even slightly suspicious about that. This is a front gate. Many people think it's designed to prevent people from coming in, but really, if someone wants to get in, they could very easily climb over the gate and get in with no problem at all. So what a front gate is designed to do is to keep honest people honest. If someone wanted to get over, they could, but it keeps honest people honest. And that's what in-person test taking and class taking does. What online learning does is it opens the gate. Even if the gate's closed, in theory, if you're doing in-person test taking, someone can cheat if they really wanted to. But online learning, in the same way that opening a gate does, it makes it easier to access, and it makes people who would never have cheated before realize that there are consequences, that there are no consequences to their actions because it's so easy and widespread. According to the Wall Street Journal, there's the interviewed a high school woman, Lucy, and she said that a lot of kids are just done with remote learning. They have no motivation to put in work this year. And while it sounds like this is a motivation problem, there's also some issues associated with the fact that online learning is just it's simply harder than in-person classes. There have been research to show this, and you can see there's also that you can make a guess that there's many factors that this could be contributing to this, whether it's psychological things, whether it's the class itself is more difficult, whether it's the professor can't teach as well, tons of different reasons why it could be the case. But the bottom line is that it is more difficult than in-person test taking. This creates this we're all in this together mindset that COVID has created, where people feel like cheating is actually bringing them to the point where they should be at, and therefore cheating doesn't seem as bad anymore. However, specific policies can be initiated by leaders at A&M to effectively address the widespread pandemic of cheating at our university, and here are four. Time limits, where students are taking tests at the same time and for a certain period of time, reduce cheating. Zoom proctored exams and anything that you don't want to be cheating to occurring, to be occurring, you Zoom proctor it. Both these things are implemented by A&M, but the point here is that any time it's not implemented, there's a 100% chance cheating will occur. One-on-one check-ins help students learn from professors and make sure that students, whenever they're cheating, they're not just cheating on the test or cheating on now that they've been checked in on, they're cheating on a test that's made by a professor that they feel like they know, and that increases the level of accountability. And then working groups of strangers also might increase the accountability. People won't be sure who's a stickler for cheating, who's not, and they're not all friends, but they feel like they can all have fun and cheat together. It creates this level of accountability that would help. And while academic dishonesty is a problem that affects university students at A&M at large, and just generally across the board, everyone's affected. There are certain categories of people at A&M that have been affected differently by online learning. So now we're going to look at student athletes and how they are uniquely affected by online learning.